Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Sunshine notice, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Board of Commissioners, public meeting Tuesday, September 7th, 2021. Time is now 7:07. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, notice of this meeting was published in December 3rd, 2020 issues of the Nutley Sun, the Herald News, and the Star Ledger. A copy of this notice has been posted on the Nutley Town Hall Bulletin Board, and a copy is on file in the municipal clerk's office. Commissioner Kelly.
Present.
Commissioner Evans. Commissioner Petracco. Commissioner Scarpelli.
Here.
Mayor Tucci.
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Thank you. I see we have no minutes this evening, so we'll move into communications and correspondence.
Thank you, Mayor. The Nutley Family Service Bureau has submitted an application for a social affair permit to hold their garden party scheduled for Sunday, September 12th, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at 205 Rutgers Place at Monsignor Hardy Garden in Nutley. I need a motion, please.
Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And that's it for communications.
Thank you so much. I see we have one report this evening. Actually, it's in Department of Parks and Public Properties, the shade tree report for August of 2021. Bills, Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mayor. Bill list for September 7th, 2021. Public Affairs, $21,966.30. Revenue and Finance, $2,772,169.97. Public Safety, $45,701.38. Public Works, $31,762.56. Parks and Public Property, $1,090,368,016. Water Utility, $109,545.23. Payroll as of Friday, August 20th, 2021. Regular payroll total, $835,993.77. Overtime payroll total, $46,902.15. Total payroll, $882,895.92, for a grand total of $4,954,409.52. I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco. Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And that's it for bills, Mayor.
I'm sorry, before we move into the public comment portion of our agenda, as a township, we lost three very important people recently, Tom McHenry, Ann Rotunda, and Dominic De Simone. So if we could have a moment of silence for those three. Thank you very much. We will now entertain public comment on agenda items only.
Thank you, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person should limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the mayor. The mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the board.
Rory Moore, 462 Chestnut Street. Mayor Tucci, can I just get an explanation on the first page of the bill for DMR? I believe there's 2 of them. One for 8,000.
Mr. Moore, as I'm sure you're aware, DMR is our planning consultant. They've helped us with Ciccolini
Yes.
and
I understand
with
that.
the designation there, and they helped us with the request for expression of interest from contractors. So that's what those bills are for.
But both of them?
I believe so, yes.
You believe so? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Board of Commissioner announcements. Let's start with Commissioner Scarpelli.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to say that in losing the 3 people we lost a big part of our community. People who gave to the township, in so many different ways and really made the township what it is. Annie Rotunda gave her life to the SYA and fought such a courageous battle. Coming in today and not seeing Tom's smiling face, a little tough. And as I drive by that fire monument outside, I think of Dominic. So tough day, tough couple of days. On top of that, we had some major storms since the last time we were here. Devastating to many businesses and homes. My sincere appreciation to the Public Safety Department for what they did in going out and rescuing people. I'm just glad that the DPW was a little part of that with the backhoes and the front end loaders. DPW is looking at doing a study on the conditions of the Third River and the tributaries towards that to see if there's anything upstream that may be contributing to what we are experiencing the last couple of storms. And once we have that preliminary study, we did find some things already that have kind of, we think will help out temporarily. I don't know if there's anything we can do to plan for 10 inches of rain in 5 hours. I don't think there's anything out there that we can do that would prevent from us flooding. The Third River rose 10 feet, it rose to 10 feet in a half hour. I know there's video of the DPW garage where it got destroyed. We lost equipment, we lost desks, chairs, filing cabinets, all kinds of paperwork. And now it's a hazmat situation down there because of the oil that was spilled. But when you have that kind of storm, that's like almost 3 months of rain in a 5 hour period. I don't think there's a lot of things out there to prevent that. But that being said, we're going to look, because we had it with a 2-inch storm over a half hour. The same thing happened in a lot of places. So we're going to study it. We're going to look at it. And if we have to go, once we do the preliminary study, onto the Army Corps of Engineers, wherever we have to go to, we will. I know, Mayor, you advocated to FEMA, and let's hope that our advocation will have Essex County included in the major disaster areas. So that's all I have to say today. Oh, in addition, we're going to have an special electronics recycling event. I think the 17th, if that's a Saturday, 17th, because of what's happened. People have a lot of TVs and electronics that have been destroyed. So we're going to have a special electronics day for that. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Petracca.
I don't think words can ever say about the people that we lost these last couple of weeks. Dominic De Simone worked in the fire department for many years. A gentleman, somebody that really, really cared, was the first one to run into a fire and risk his life for other people. And it's very sad that his family didn't even get any notice or warning. Tom McHenry, I don't know that I'm going to be able to go to a Nutley Irish event and keep my chin up, and even walking in these commission meetings. It's Tom. If you knew Tom, like we know Tom, he just put a smile on your face all the time, and I'm going to truly miss him. And he worked in public safety a lot, and always had kind words. He really was something else. Annie Rotunda. Annie Rotunda, I called her Nutley's angel, and I know she's probably looking down right now on all of us in our town. She was just an incredible woman that took care of everyone else's children. She didn't have children of her own, and boy, was she a mother to those special kids at SYA that every time you walked in there, just showed all of us that unconditional love. And she will really be missed by the Petracca family. Through the years, I have corrected my fellow commissioner, Joe Scarpelli, a few times. Sometimes he grins, sometimes not so much. But I have to correct you tonight, Commissioner. DPW didn't have a little part in the flood. DPW, along with all the departments, had a big part in the flood. And we were out there, and I have to tell you, without the team effort of all of Nutley, there would have been loss of lives here. You know, I think the total number that we rescued was 147 people. So I would like to thank everyone, and I mean that, because we could not do it by ourselves. And, you know, how the town pulled together, I have to tell you, I was really, really proud to be part of this board. As far as the mayor, you know, sometimes we get criticized on social media, you know, for not always being there. I did see a post last night, which was Labor Day. I called our mayor up and I said, you know, I think we should go down there. And what does he say to me? Come pick me up. And on Labor Day night, pulled away from our families, his family, his grandchildren. And we went down and did what elected officials here in Nutley do. We do it all the time. So I'd like to thank you, Mayor, for that, for last night, and all my commissioners for, you know, like you said, 10 inches in 5 hours. Joe, I think it was 10 inches in 2 hours, the way things rose. And I've been living here all my life, and I have never, ever seen anything like that. So it's a tribute to the town. As far as public safety, I do want to thank all the police officers and firemen that came running in, not even getting a phone call, because we didn't have time to reach out to them. And just a spectacular department, people that really care, like all the departments. So I can't thank everyone enough. Will you take that correction, Commissioner? Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Evans.
I'll echo what my fellow commissioners have already said. And I would add, when I think about Dominic De Simone, and I think about Ann Rotunda, and especially Tom McHenry, I think of three people that were so wealthy because of the generosity of their heart. All three of them would give their right arm to go and help someone. They would give what they had and even take away from their own to help somebody else. Whether it was time, whether it was money, whether it was effort, they were always there. I agree that the Nutley Irish is going to, it's going to be a long time before we see the commitment and the leadership and the dedication again that Tom provided to that group, and for all of their service to Nutley over the years. I thank them and pass on my condolences to their families. I agree that the storm that we went through was unprecedented. I think it was different in some way respects to Sandy in 2012. But each time Nutley resources rise to the occasion. Didn't matter which department you were employed in, or whether you were on duty or off duty, everybody came in and did their fair share. I thank my fellow commissioners for their leadership during a time of crisis, because I think that's what also helps Nutley pull through. And the effort that went on today that no one really understands or realizes, that we went from, in the morning, Essex County not being included as a major disaster area and being declared by FEMA that way, to the fact that FEMA was here at 5 o'clock and it was actually going around town. So there was an extraordinary effort on the part of my fellow commissioners, Mayor, for everything that was done. I had multiple phone calls myself throughout the day, but the idea was that we, as I think, as dedicated leaders, demonstrated to others that there was a great need, and people came. And I think that's to the credit of this board for doing that. And Mayor, to your work. I just want to shift a little bit and say that, by the way, the tax rate certified And it actually came in a little bit lower than what we were estimating. So we estimated 3.851 as the rate. It came in at 3.844. So it's about $26 difference, lowering the average tax, but it's better to go down than up. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Every little bit helps.
Yep.
Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to echo the sentiment of my fellow commissioners here tonight. The loss of all three individuals is felt very strongly, not only on me, but on this entire community. And like Commissioner Evans said, the underlying commonality between all of them was their selflessness. They gave so much to this community, and the void that their loss has created, we're going to be hard pressed to fill that void. And that was just three people. We're going to have people step up and fill the shoes and continue on the path that they have started to trailblaze for us. And then turning to the Hurricane Ida, driving around town and just seeing the destruction, it's apparent that we're not going to be able to get all the garbage, all the storm debris in just 2 days. So we're going to have extra trucks come in on Thursday and Friday in addition to the regular pickup. And we'll have additional trucks as needed if we still can't get it all. So if your garbage is still there, if your storm debris is still there, just be patient with us. It's everywhere, and we have to get out, and it's going to take a while to collect it all. One of the things that I'm hearing from a lot of people is not only that the police and our other firefighters and other public servants rolled up their sleeves and rescued people, but I'm hearing regular citizens, neighbors, seeing people in need, going into waters, pulling people out, saving their lives. And that's what Nutley's all about, is neighbors helping neighbors. And I'm hearing stories of people organizing collections. Definitely everyone should be pitching in. If you're able to donate, find these people who are collecting at Nutley Family Service Bureau. It is an entity that's organizing some of this stuff. We got some other citizens. This is what Nutley's all about. It's neighbors helping neighbors. One criticism that I did want to bring up with the community, and I hope I'm not stealing Commissioner Petracco's thunder here, is but when I was out that evening helping the other commissioners set up a makeshift shelter for some of the displaced people, I noticed that the traffic was extremely heavy for 1 a.m. What I saw was a lot of amateur storm chasers going around barricades, pausing, taking pictures. I understand the need to want to see everything, especially while it's happening, but you have to understand that being out puts you in danger, especially going around police barricades, going to take pictures. The water level could rise in an instant, and then you're another victim that the police officers and the firefighters have to go out and save. And that takes them away from the other 147 people through no fault of their own, found themselves in a situation who needed to be saved. So if we're in a storm situation like this again in the future, please stay home, stay off the roads. Clogging up the roads also makes it difficult for the first responders to get to where they need to be. I really appreciate everyone who stepped up. I appreciate this community, neighbors helping neighbors. But if you don't need to be on the roads at night, or I don't need to be at the roads during the storm, please stay home. It's not only for your safety, but the good of the whole community. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. You know, I need to say a little something about all three individuals that we lost. Tom McEmery was like a brother to me. He was not only an employee, he was a friend, he was a confidant. Through his activities with the Nutley Irish American Alliance, he helped not only that organization, but just about every other organization in the Township of Nutley. All right, the Family Service Bureau, the food pantry, the Red Cross, you name it, the Relay for Life, Tom McEmery was there. And as my colleagues have already said, he was there with the smiling face. He was a giver and not a taker. All right, and he's going to be someone that we are going to miss as a community. And I personally am going to miss for a very, very long time. He's going to be hard to replace. The energy and the excitement that he had and the love for this community will never be rivaled by anyone else. Ann Rotunda. Commissioner Petracco said it, our Nutley angel. Ann Rotunda was another one of those special human beings. All right. She gave her life for the special young adults 24/7. She wasn't a part-time giver. She was a full-time giver. And she would always call and check on everyone. And like Tom McHenry would give you a call and tell you, it's this one's birthday, it's this one's anniversary, you know, so-and-so is having a rough time. This one doesn't feel good. True community people, people that care about this place. Not just people that sleep here and want to criticize from afar, people that get involved, people that were in the arena, all right, giving more than they had. All right. So Ann Rotunda, her loss is another one that will never be replaced. All right. Dominic De Simone, as was said, when we passed by that monument across the street, that was Dominic. When we were creating the area of hope in the park, our new area that we're yet to dedicate, Dominic said, I want to be involved. I want to see what I can do. Dominic was another one of those individuals that didn't run from trouble or run from danger. He ran toward it. All right. In his job as a firefighter. All right. And I mean, he rose through the ranks. All right. Not through any type of entitlement, but because he earned it. All right. All three of these folks were stellar Nutley citizens. All right. They are going to be sorely missed, and they're fine examples for all of us to follow. And I'm not so sure that any of us can meet up to the standards that they set, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Moving along to some other areas, as was mentioned, we had FEMA here this evening. Actually, we had two groups of FEMA representatives and folks from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Our county executive, Joe DiVincenzo, brought them here to Nutley. Our Assemblyman Ralph Caputo was here. I know Governor Murphy was pressuring President Biden to make sure that Essex County gets designated. And they were on a tour today, and we are very hopeful that we will meet the dollar damage threshold so that Essex County will in fact be designated as a major disaster area. So I want to thank the county executive. I want to thank the assemblyman. I want to thank the governor. And I want to thank everyone here for what happened. This has not been an easy week for us. Okay. I mean, the parades are wonderful. The promotion ceremonies are times when we can stand up and be proud of our people and what they've accomplished. But what happened this week, all right, through the losses that we incurred and through the storm. I mean, Commissioner Scarpelli, Commissioner Petracco is right. Major understatement. DPW didn't help in a little way. DPW helped in a major way. And they came in leaving their own families to make sure that our people were safe and that we could rescue people. OEM, Commissioner Petracco, Will Cassidy, and your crew that you have there, they are second to none. The police, the fire, the EMS, I mean, they worked with everyone. Frank DeMayo's here with us this evening, as well as Sam Corella, and they jumped in like no one's business. I'm very proud of my parks people, all right, who like the DPW guys, got on some of those backloaders and rescued people and cleared the way. I mean, when a river raises 8 feet in a half an hour, there's not much that you can do to mitigate that. Commissioner Kelly, I want to thank you because when we contacted the Board of Education and Charles Kaczynski, our president, to see if we could open up the school as a shelter, because the Parks Department, room 300, is in fact one of our designated shelters, but it was a little iffy down there because it was a little too close to the river. So we didn't know what to expect because that river was cresting and becoming dangerous. Commissioner Kelly jumped in again with both feet and provided the cots and the necessary waters and snacks for people to have a safe place to go. Commissioner Evans, a little more difficult because the Revenue Finance Department, they really don't drive backhoes or stuff like that. But he was one of the behind the scenes guys. He did the paperwork necessary to have our emergency declarations and making sure that our people were informed. And as a group, we established a hotline, all right? I believe it was the following day, all right, providing assistance for shelter, for food, for mental health, for cleanouts, and just about anything else people could need. All right, we try to keep everyone informed as to what was going on the levels of government above us and what we can expect. All right, and we put that information out. And I, for one, I'm just so proud to be part of this group. I mean, titles are one thing, but people that do their jobs 24/7, there's no part-timers here, okay? That's what Nutley's about. That's why Nutley is the township that it is. And our people, like Commissioner Kelly said, people helping people, people going out of their way to see what they could do to provide assistance. And Commissioner Petracco and I, we went down to Donna Court last evening and Homer, and we spoke to some of the folks there, and the damage is devastating, all right? And this is just a result of the storm. People still have their everyday lives to live. All right, we still have our everyday obstacles and challenges that we need to overcome. But I can tell you this, Nutley people are a rare breed. All right, I'm so proud to be able to serve you. All right, as well as I'm sure all the other commissioners are, because of what you're made of, the qualities that you possess. All right, and the way you go out of your way to help someone else. So we took an unfortunate situation. All right. And the silver lining in this is that volunteerism and giving in Nutley and caring in Nutley is alive and well. So for all of those new folks coming in, take an example, because that's how this town is going to stay the great place that it is. Thank you. We will move into ordinance introductions. Commissioner Evans, would you like to start?
Thank you, Mayor. You know, I could drive a backhoe. I just don't know what that thing is on the right.
I don't know if we were ready for that.
Mayor, I spoke to council. I'm going to describe the three ordinances. They're all the bond ordinances. They're all basically the same but for different things. And then we'll vote on them individually. The first ordinance, 3477, is an amount of $598,000 in issued bonds. Total is $630,000 for roadways and sidewalks improvements. The second ordinance, 3478, covers the water utility improvements for $285,000. And then the township-wide bond ordinance, which covers buildings and other types of equipment for $1,098,746. So with that, I move these ordinances to be passed to a second reading and advertised in the Nutley Sun together with a notice required by law, and that further consideration of said ordinance for final passage by the Board of Commissioners be held at its second reading on October 5th, 2021. I move ordinance number 3477. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
All right.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
I move ordinance number 3478.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
All right.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And finally, I move ordinance 3479.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
All right.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Kelly, I see you have an ordinance on second reading. I'm sorry, a public hearing. Would you like to give a brief explanation as to what this ordinance entails?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is ordinance number 3476. It was introduced on August 3rd, 2021 and published on August 12th, 2021. This is an ordinance to change the salary ordinance as it pertains to graduate nurse part-time in the Public Affairs Office. And what we're doing is we're lowering the base salary minimum and raising the base salary maximum So we have a broader range to work with. So we don't have any plans of replacing anyone, or no one's leaving imminently. But looking forward to making sure that we can recruit top talent into the health department. Just giving us the options is the purpose here. So I would like to move to open the public hearing.
Second.
Would anyone like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Would you like to move that, Commissioner?
Oh. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move the ordinance.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Thank you, Commissioner. We will move into resolutions. Commissioner Kelly, just continue, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This is resolution number 22721. This is a resolution proclaiming Hispanic Heritage Month, which begins on September 15th. Whereas September 15th serves jointly as the starting point of Hispanic Heritage Week and the independence of Hispanic countries such as Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. And whereas the observation of Hispanic heritage started in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to become Hispanic Heritage Month. And whereas the Hispanic population of the United States is estimated to be 60.6 million people as of 2019, or 18.5% of all Americans, making them the largest minority group within the United States. Whereas it is important to celebrate and recognize the accomplishments and contributions and cultural richness of Hispanic Americans and Hispanics worldwide. Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month's presentation of Hispanic culture and heritage vastly expands visibility and inclusion of Hispanic people on a large scale and degree. Whereas educating people on Hispanic culture and heritage helps fortify diversity within communities and foster discussions pertaining to different cultures and ideologies. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, recognize September 15th through October 15th, 2021 as Hispanic Heritage Month, and encourage all Nutley residents to recognize the rich history and culture that comes with Hispanic heritage. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. Be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, the County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the treasurer be and she is hereby authorized to refund overpayments of tax charges in the amount of $3,370.77 for Block 8305, Lot 6. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli, Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas there exists outstanding checks on the books of the payroll account, whereas these checks have been investigated and has been determined that they should be canceled and funds can be transferred to the current account. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley that the following outstanding checks as listed here in the resolution totaling $10,049.94 be and are hereby are canceled. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas New Jersey Statute 54:4-3.30 provides that war veterans who are honorably discharged from active service in any branch of the armed services of the United States who have been or shall be declared by the United States Veterans Administration to be 100% totally and permanently disabled in connection with their wartime service shall be entitled to a full tax exemption for their dwelling in the lot on which it is situated. Whereas the following taxpayer has filed an application for allowance of full exemption with proper supporting documentation, thus making the taxpayer eligible. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that Edward Lutz be granted full exemption from payment of property taxes from August 5th, 2021 and all subsequent years thereafter on the property identified as Block 4000, Lot 12, Be it further resolved that the treasurer is hereby authorized to refund $397.34 for 2021 property taxes. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas an emergency has arisen with respect to emergency response to Tropical Storm Ida storm damage on September 1, 2021, whereas manpower and supplies were expended to respond to said emergency and now need to be replenished. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex, New Jersey, that an emergency is hereby declared to exist, which will not permit for the advertisement of public bids, subject to the verification of funds by the Chief Financial Officer, Township of Nutley. This resolution only pertains to purchasing activities, which where we need to reimburse ourselves for supplies on an expedited basis. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas the impact from Tropical Storm Ida has caused damage to property that has resulted in the disruption of gas and electrical service within the Township of Nutley. Whereas the township recognizes the hardship that Tropical Storm Ida has created for residents who have experienced property damage requiring permits pursuant to the State Uniform Construction Code. Whereas the Board of Commissioners is desirous of and has the authority to waive permit fees for repairs related to Tropical Storm Ida when insurance reimbursement is not available. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex, New Jersey, that permit fees issued for repair damages, including gas and electrical service resulting from Tropical Storm Ida when insurance reimbursement is not available, are hereby waived.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas an emergency has arisen with respect to the payment of emergency response to, it's in here as either Tropical Storm Ida or hurricane. So the storm will cover it. And no adequate provision was made in the 21 budget for the aforesaid purpose. And NJSA 48:4-46 provides for the creation of an emergency appropriation for the purpose above mentioned. And whereas the total amount of the emergency appropriation created, including appropriation to be created by this resolution, is $750,000, and 3% of total operations in the budget for the year 2021 is $1,841,038.61. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex, New Jersey, not less than 2/3 of the members thereof affirmatively concurring that in accordance with NJSA 48:4-21, emergency appropriation being the same is hereby made for emergency response to the storm in the amount of $750,000. That's said emergency appropriation shall be provided for in full in the 2022 budget, that the said statement required by the local finance board has been filed with the clerk, and a copy thereof has been transmitted to the Director of Local Governmental Services, and that two certified copies of this resolution is to be filed with the Director of Local Governmental Services. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And my last one is, whereas all local government units must prepare and submit a corrective action plan as part of the annual audit process in accordance with OMB Circular A-133 and 98-01. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex, New Jersey, that the corrective action plan for the audit for 2020 is hereby approved. Be it further resolved that a copy of this corrective action plan is to be kept on file with the Township's Clerk's Office, and one certified copy is to be submitted to the Director of the Division of Local Governmental Services. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Petracco.
Yes, be resolved by the Board of Commissioners Township of Nutley County of Essex State of New Jersey that Resolution number 174-21 adopted on July 20th, 2021, entitled Resolution for Body Worn Cameras Grant is hereby rescinded. Move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
aye,
Commissioner Petracca.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners Township of Nutley County of Essex State of New Jersey that resolution number 109-21 adopted on May 4th, 2021, entitled Municipal Alliance Strategic Plan is hereby rescinded. Move it.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
aye,
Commissioner Petracca.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Be resolved by the Township of Nutley in the County of Essex and the State of New Jersey as follows. The Township of Nutley is authorized to accept an award grant from the State of New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety in the amount of $122,563 under the SFY 21 Body Worn Camera Grant Program. Mayor Mauro Tucci and the Chief Thomas Schrummel are authorized to execute, and the Township Clerk and to attest to an award in connection with the grant and any and all documents in connection with the grant. There's a couple other things in here, but I want to move this by title. Move resolution 211-21.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
aye,
Commissioner Petracca.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. And this is what the body cams, also resolution 212-21, being we read it into the record, and I believe they just changed the amount of the grant, and that's why we're doing this over. I'm going to move it by number 212-21 to save some time.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
aye,
Commissioner Petracca.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas NJSA 40A 4-87 provides the Director of Division of Local Government Services may approve the insertion of any special item in the budget of county or municipality when such item shall have been made available by the law and amount thereof was not determined at the time of the adoption of the budget. Whereas the Director may also approve the insertion of any item of appropriation for equal amount. Section 1, now therefore be resolved that the Board of Commissioners Township of Nutley County of Essex, New Jersey hereby requests the Director of Division of Local Government Services to approve the insertion of an item of revenue in the budget of the year 2021 in the sum of $7,807.08, which item is now available in revenue from the Bulletproof Vest Program pursuant to provisions of the statute. Section 2, be it further resolved that a like sum of $7,807.08 be the same is hereby appropriated under the caption General Appropriations. Be it further resolved that the Township Clerk and 2 certified copies of this resolution to the Director of Local Government Services. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
aye,
Commissioner Petracca.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas NJSA 40A 4-87 provides that the Director of Division of Local Government Service may approve the insertion of any special items in budget of any county or municipality when such items shall have been made available by law and the amount thereof was not determined at the time of the adoption of the budget. Whereas the said Director may also approve the insertion of any item of appropriation for equal amount. Section 1, now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners Township of Nutley County of Essex, New Jersey hereby requests that the Director of Division of Local Government Services to approve the insertion of the item of revenue in the budget for the year 2021 in the sum of $1,925, which item is now available as revenue from the Drive Sober Get Pulled Over grant pursuant to the provisions of statute. Section 2, be it further resolved that the like sum of $1,925 be the same and is hereby appropriated under the caption General Appropriations. Be it further resolved that the Township Clerk forward 2 certified copies to this resolution to the Director of Local Government Service. I move resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
aye,
Commissioner Petracca.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Okay, although this sounds very redundant, whereas NJSA 40A 4-87 provides that the Director of Division of Local Government Service may approve the insertion of any special item in the budget of any county municipality when such item shall have been made available by law and the amount of therefore was not determined at the time of adoption of budget, whereas the Director may also approve the insertion of any item appropriate amount. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners Township of Nutley County of Essex State New Jersey, hereby request that the Director of Division of Local Government Services to be approved the insertion of an item of revenue in the budget for the year 2021 in the sum of $8,700. What item is now available as revenue from Municipal Alliance Grant Program pursuant to the provision statute. Be it further resolved that the like sum of $8,700 be and the same hereby appropriated under the caption of General Appropriations. Be it further resolved that the above is the result of revenues available for Municipal Alliance Grant. Be it further resolved that the municipal matching share for the Municipal Alliance Grant Program in the amount of $2175 is included in the 2021 adopted budget in accordance with the grant agreement and hereby appropriate for said purpose. Move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Believe that's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Scarpelli.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas NJSA 48:40-87 provides that the Director of the Division of Local Government Services may approve the insertion of any special item in the budget of any county or municipality when such items shall have been made available by law and the amount thereof was not determined at the time of the adoption of the budget. Whereas the Director may also approve the insertion of any item of appropriation for equal amount. Now therefore be resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley County of Essex State of New Jersey hereby requests the Director of Division of Local Government Services to approve the insertion of an item of revenue in the budget in the year 2021, an amount of $51,757.96, which item is now available as a revenue from the Clean Communities Program Grant pursuant to the provisions of statute. And be it further resolved that a like sum of $51,757.96 be and is hereby appropriated under the caption of General Appropriations, Clean Community Program Grant, $51,757.96. Be it further resolved that the above is the result of revenues available from the FY 2021 Clean Communities Program Grant. Be it further resolved that the Township Clerk forward 2 certified copies of this resolution to the Director of Local Government Services. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Whereas raffle applications have been received from the following organizations: Friends of the Phoenix Center Foundation, Inc., license number 2621 for an off-premise 50/50 cash raffle to be held on Wednesday, November 10, 2021. The Good Shepherd Academy Home School Association, license number 2721 for a calendar raffle on the following dates: December 6, 13, 20, and 27, January 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st, 2021, and February 7th, 14, and 21 in 2022. The Rotary Club of Nutley, license number 2821 for an off-premise merchandise raffle for Thursday, November 18th, 2021. The Rotary Club of Nutley for license number 2921, again for an off-premise merchandise raffle on Saturday, December 4th, 2021. Whereas the applications have been reviewed and approved by the municipal clerk and the police department, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley in the County of Essex, the State of New Jersey, that the aforementioned licenses are approved. The municipal clerk is authorized to issue said licenses. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Whereas on April 4th, 2017, the Township of Nutley entered into a contract with Viridian Environmental Consultants, P.O. Box 3009, Upper Montclair, New Jersey, for groundwater investigation services at 228 Chestnut Street through resolution number 80-17. And whereas the Director of Parks and Public Property has recommended the following change order from said contract. Change order number 5 for groundwater investigation services at 228 Chestnut in the amount of $5,200. Whereas funds are available in Capital Ordinance number 3455A and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners and Township of Nutley in the County of Essex and State of New Jersey that change order number 5 in the amount of $5,200 be and is hereby approved. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Whereas on February 7, 2017, the Township of Nutley entered into a contract with Veridian Environmental Consultants, P.O. Box 3009, Upper Montclair, New Jersey, for groundwater investigation services at the Tremont Garage through Resolution Number 3317. Whereas the Director of Parks and Public Property has recommended the following change order from said contract. Change order number 4, site investigation services at the Tremont Garage in the amount of $10,000. Whereas funds are available from Capital Ordinance Number 3455A and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer, said certification being attached to this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that change order number 4 in the amount of $10,000 be and is hereby approved. Before I move this resolution, these last two resolutions relate to our underground storage tank remediation. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Whereas the Township of Nutley postponed our annual Independence Day celebration due to COVID-19 restrictions and rescheduled the fireworks display for September 17, 2021. And whereas Garden State Fireworks, P.O. Box 403, Carlton Road, Millington, New Jersey, is the vendor performing the fireworks activities for the Township of Nutley. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Township authorizes the discharge and use of fireworks by its vendor on September 17, 2021, with the rain date to be announced. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Whereas an application has been filed for a place-to-place transfer of plenary retail consumption license number 0716-33-016-009 in New Jersey, heretofore issued to Mark II Nat LLC, trading as meal, for an inactive pocket license with the mailing address of 522-526 Franklin Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey. And whereas the submitted application form is complete in all respects, the transfer fees have been paid and the license has been properly renewed from the current license term. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley does hereby approve, effective September 7, 2021, the place-to-place transfer of the aforesaid plenary retail consumption license from inactive pocket license to premises at 522-526 Franklin Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey, and does hereby direct the municipal clerk to endorse the license certificate as follows. This license, subject to all of its terms and conditions, is hereby transferred to premises located at 522-526 Franklin Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey, 07110. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. This is a resolution authorizing advertisement of bids for Father Glotzback Band Show. Whereas the Township of Nutley wishes to utilize an existing grant from the Essex County Open Space Program for improvements to construct the band shell at Father Glotzback Field. Said improvements include, but are not limited to, the installation of new band shell platform and structure, concrete improvements, and other general site improvements. And whereas the Neglia Engineering Associates has completed design and engineering tasks that are required by the Essex County Open Space Program, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, Essex County, New Jersey, that the plans and specifications for the Father Glotzback Field band shell to be prepared by the design engineer Brian A. Intindola, PEPPCME, shall reflect the Township of Nutley and Essex County's requirements. Further be it resolved that the Township Clerk is hereby directed to advertise for bids upon receipt of said plans and specifications from the design engineer. Be it further resolved that the specifications are available in the Purchasing Department, Township Hall, 1 Kennedy Drive, Nutley, New Jersey. Bids to be received on Wednesday, September 29, 2021, in the Commission Chambers, 3rd floor, Township Hall, Kennedy Drive, at 11 a.m. prevailing time, at which time they will be publicly opened and read. This is a new addition to our parks facilities. This is a band shell, as was stated in this resolution, that will accommodate approximately 500 people so that we can hold our summer concerts and other events there, and not use the mud hole and be subject to the whims of Mother Nature. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Whereas the Suburban Essex Joint Insurance Fund, hereinafter the fund, is a duly chartered municipal insurance fund as authorized by NJSA 48:10-36, And whereas the Township of Nutley is currently a member of said fund, and whereas effective December 31st, 2021, said membership will expire unless earlier renewed. And whereas the governing body of the Township of Nutley has resolved to renew said membership, now therefore it is agreed as follows. One, the Township of Nutley hereby renews its membership in the Suburban Metro Joint Insurance Fund for a 3-year period beginning January 1, 2022 and ending January 1, 2025. Two, the Township of Nutley hereby ratifies and reaffirms the indemnity and trust agreement, bylaws, and other organization and operational documents of the Suburban Essex Joint Insurance Fund as from time to time amended and altered by the Department of Insurance in accordance with the applicable statutes and administrative regulations, as if each and every one of said documents were re-executed contemporaneously herewith. Three, the Township of Nutley agrees to be a participating member of the fund for the period herein provided for and to comply with all the rules and regulations and obligations associated with said membership. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Before I open the meeting up for public comment, there's just one other announcement that I'd like to make. Tomorrow evening at 6:30 at Monsignor Owens Field, we will be holding our junior Raiders and cheerleaders pep rally, weather permitting. I know there's a 60% chance of rain, so we need to be mindful of that. But everyone is invited to attend. There will be an excess of 250 of our youngsters in attendance, and it's a great event. I will now open the meeting
Mayor.
to the public. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to correct, the electronic recycling will be on the 18th. That's a Saturday.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person shall limit their address to 5 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the mayor. The mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the board.
Rory Moore, 462 Chestnut Street. Mayor Tucci, is there a time limit, how long DMR is going to take to conclude the survey for the Chicalini building?
Your question is, how long will it take them to?
How long, was there a time frame on it?
There is no time frame on it. No.
Zero. Tappan Nutley had posted an article that anybody could submit a plan by, I believe it was October 1st, at a cost of $1,000. Why would anybody do that if DMR is doing a study on it? Was there a reason for that?
Yes, there was, Mr. Moore. DMR, at our direction, put that request of interest out to the development and redevelopment community. All right. So we didn't want, a mom and pop construction company coming in, all right, making a proposal, all right, to redevelop that Chicalini property. So we were looking for and looking to tap into serious redevelopment companies. We gave them some guidelines as to what we expect to go there. All right. But again, we're not experts in redevelopment. All right. So why reinvent the wheel? Let's tap into the community that knows best what fits there and what will fit in our town, again, with our guidance.
The reason I'm asking is that is because I submitted an Oprah and a response that was submitted. I saw the whole plan for DMR. I'm trying to think what contractor could add to what DMR already had. It seems like you're limited the amount of creativity, what could go over there at $1,000 a pop and it's non-refundable. That seems to be a big restriction, especially given the COVID environment we have today.
Mr. Moore, actually, contrary to your comments, we put that out so as not to restrict serious redevelopers to come into town. We're not looking for a same old redevelopment project. We're not looking to put 1-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, and maybe some stores underneath. We're looking to begin with that Chicalini property to start something spectacular, something that will be a regional attraction that not only our citizens can enjoy, but also citizens from surrounding communities, and then hopefully take that concept and that vision and move it down Franklin Avenue.
But right now, we don't have that. Is that correct? That's correct.
That's why we're asking the redevelopment community to utilize their expertise and their creativity to give us proposals, which we will at some point sit down and review, all right, and our comments. I'm sorry, we've received and sit down and add our comments and our recommendations to. So it doesn't have to be what one developer has submitted. It could be a combination of things. So we have some thoughts individually and collectively as a board, but again, we're not experts in the area. So why not go to the experts to get the best that we can get?
I would think $1,000 is a restriction. That's just an opinion. I do have one last comment. This evening, Mr. Kelly had a ordinance, a salary ordinance, I believe. You read the salary ordinance, unless I'm missing something. I saw nothing about position, the salary, there was nothing there. It would just, there's going to be a salary resolution or an ordinance change. Why can't that be posted? We had to do this last time we did this with the doctor. And we had to ask to have that done. Why can't it be published?
Commissioner Kelly, would you like to respond to Mr. Moore?
I'm not sure I follow your question. The ordinance was published. The salary minimum and maximum range was included in the ordinance.
I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing it, but I don't see it.
The minimum was 20,000 a year and the maximum was 60,000 a year.
Mr. Kelly, maybe I'm not understanding my question. It should be published so that people could see it. I shouldn't have to stand up here and ask what it is. It should be published. And I'll give you an example. If you look at the other ordinances here, the one ordinance, Mr. Evans, if you look at the type of work that was being done, the last sentence, I believe it says, approved in the town clerk's office. So if I want to find out what's going on, I have to go to the town clerk's office to find out what you're doing. I don't see it on the ordinance.
I could be wrong, but I believe these are also published in the newspaper as well.
I'm looking
Lenny's
at
saying
this.
yes.
I'm here at the town meeting and I'm looking at
Commissioner,
this.
can I interject for a second?
Yes, thank you, Town Attorney.
I think Mr. Moore is confused because he believes you're advertising for a position open.
No, not a position open.
And
No,
that's not what you mean?
no, that's not what I mean.
Okay. This is an existing position, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it
You're
is.
not advertising for a spot that's open.
No, there's no jobs being filled. There's no
We understand that.
vacancy.
Not in
The
dispute.
ordinance requires, the law requires us to present an ordinance such as you have, publicize it as a public hearing, first for introduction, then for public hearing. That's the notice that we're required by law to give the public. Sorry?
So on the agenda, it talks about just as certain, says all employees of the county specifically state that it's for that position.
Thank you. I'll
Well, it
tell you
says-
what, since
it
it's
says
so
it here in
difficult,
the
I'll local it.
ordinance. Excuse me, it says it here in the ordinance, non-union employees, public affairs, graduate nurse, part-time. So it's in the original ordinance, it's in this ordinance, and it was available at the last meeting. And I think it's appropriate notice under the circumstance.
I'll open it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Does anyone else wish to be heard this evening?
Maria Baza, 209 Highfield Lane. I don't mean this to be a criticism, so please don't take it that way, but I happen to own a house 3 doors up my parents' house on Harrison Street by the brook, across from the ballpark. And I've lived there as a child when I was young, and the back, that part that's on Franklin Avenue was owned by Mr. Agrifolio, and the back part was owned by the town. It was all dirt. We never, ever got water in our houses then. The minute that they start putting concrete and Burger King moved in and all these, all of a sudden we start getting water. And I understand this was an unusual situation or a storm, but we never had water before. And I find it quite interesting that Burger King didn't get 1 speck of water and we had 6 feet of water. How is that possible when they're closer to the brook?
Ms. Baza, I don't have an answer to your question.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
I hear what you're saying.
the more concrete you put down, the more asphalt you put down, especially adjacent to a river that overflows, what do you think is gonna happen? Where do you think the water's gonna go? And I happen to have 3 pumps and French drains. It doesn't do any good. Why waste $15,000 doing that when you're gonna put concrete down? So that the water, where do you think it's gonna go?
Well, I believe we agree that this was not a typical storm.
I understand
Okay,
that.
and as part of any construction, all right, there's an item typically that needs to be investigated called impervious surface coverage, all right, to determine where the water will go. And prior to any building permits being issued, all right, the code enforcement department, all right, and the code enforcer himself, all right, and through zoning, reviews all of that information. Now, I'm not an expert in that area.
I know. and
Commissioner
I'm not
Scarpelli
either.
is much more involved with that and experienced in that area. So
Mayor, to Mrs. Baza's point, that may be something that comes out of our study, is that this board needs to look at the impervious coverage ordinance, and maybe we need to adjust it. Because she's correct. The more, and it's not just pavement and concrete, it's patios and expanding driveways and filling in the right of way between the curb and the sidewalk with pavers, and all those things add to runoff. All those things add to flooding. And I think that this board is something we're gonna have to look at. And make a
But it-
determination if we should adjust that.
In addition to that, the house that's closest to the brook, the first house, there used to be a 30-foot drop. And so the water never had a chance to come 30 feet high. And they filled it in. What do you think? Where do you think that water's going to go? I mean, it's
I'm not
common sense
familiar
to me.
with exactly where you're talking about, Mrs. Baza.
You know, it's
I'm
not
telling
only
you,
about-
we're gonna look at the Third River. I talk about impervious coverage. The Third River catches runoff from Bloomfield, Belleville, parts of Clifton, before it gets to Nutley. We're the last at the end of the river. So everything that collects before then comes into our town. And so it's not just Nutley, it's not just what's happening here, it's what's happening in the surrounding area. So it's things we have to look at. Maybe we have to look at this on a regional basis and speak to our neighbors and say, hey, this is what we're thinking of doing. Why don't you follow suit?
thank you,
I
Commissioner.
just
Good
think if we
suggestion.
can send a man to the moon, we can find a way to divert the water.
Well, we will absolutely look at it. Thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
The time is now 8:14.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, everyone. Please stay safe.